about to. There we are.
Oh.
Good morning.
Live action.
We should have been able to hear the intro being played.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never really picked that up.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody hear the intro being played?
Whenever you guys hop on, you're going to have to let us know if you can hear us, because we were trying to mess with the
sound effects.
Yeah. So, good morning,
Good morning. Oh, Piv and Walnut.
Kikarus. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to mess that up. Halito.
Halito. This one is
Unsti Hunterish. No,
Yeah,
that
Hunterish.
one's usually
Gwena. Did I say that right?
Gwana.
Desi's. Kunamonte.
Kunamonte.
That one's mine.
Yatahe. Desi's.
Yeah. Yatahe.
But yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Can you all hear us? Can you hear us well?
Ruth, can you hear us? Did you hear the intro?
Hopefully.
Give us some positive feedback.
Tune in.
Well, I mean, isn't there usually background music too? Not just the intro?
Yeah.
Well, somebody's usually hooked up.
Yeah, I'm like, somebody's usually hooked up.
Oh, is that where?
Oh, holy moly.
Hello.
Oh. This is my favorite ending.
I saw that. That's funny.
Can't answer your call right now.
Yes.
Oh, there we are. We can hear ourselves.
Hey.
Hey, Sister Ruth, Big Sister Laura, Charlene. Hi, Leslie. Good morning. Good morning. Piv and Walnut.
How are y'all feeling this morning? How are you feeling this morning, my friend?
Oh, I thought you were asking then that. Oh, well, you know what is really cool? So last night, man, I've been spending like a lot of time looking at reels. Like it's embarrassing to even say out loud. But I stayed up pretty dang late till about 11:30, just cracking myself up watching these reels, and I was like, you know what? I can't do this. I got to change something. Like I'm about to step into May 1st of 2025. I got to change something. I got to change some habits. So I stayed up for another 30 minutes reading this chapter, the first chapter of Intercessory Prayer by Dutch Sheets. And man, I woke up in the best of mood. I didn't wake up tired, drained, or, irritable.
Mm-hmm.
And so I slept really good. So I'm going to have to really be intentional about cutting my screen time down again and really picking up a book and feeding myself that way. Because I could tell the difference this morning. I woke up like ready to be awake. So it was pretty amazing. But other than that, man, I feel great. It's always a blessing to be on here with you all, to hang out with you all.
Yeah. I'm glad that you're hanging out with us this week, keeping us, adding an extra woman to the office and hanging out. We're having so much good laughs and good talks and, so it's been good. I feel that about like social media and reels and things like that. Like last night, I even got a book and brought it to bed with me.
Mm-hmm.
But did I open it?
Well, it's there now. It's like embedded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You planted a seed for yourself.
I hope so. But like, it just goes to show that like throughout the year, maybe starting at the beginning of the year, we think of all these things that we want to do better or do differently.
Mm-hmm.
And as the year goes on, like we just slip back into those old things, and
yeah.
So it's just bringing yourself back and being intentional, and that can, and it's okay to say like, I did this yesterday and tomorrow I'm going to do something different,
Yeah.
So I think that's important to remember. Good morning, everyone.
Oh, it is like I think just being consistent in a thing. We kind of talked about the other day, faith without works is dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a thought is just a thought until it becomes an action, no matter if it's good or bad. It's just there. But until we step into that and have it come alive, because faith can't be activated without us putting something without putting action to it. Like it's just working out of works.
Right.
And I don't know, I really want to, man, I really just want to better myself, man. And I know that's one of the things I lack, is like, getting enough rest.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'll use every other excuse to stay up. Like when Bentley started working, it was like, oh, I got to stay up. I got to stay up and wait for her to get home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And, but then I would be up for another hour just piddling around, not even really going to sleep. And she would come in there like, I thought you were going to bed. I'm like, well, I started looking at these reels and I'm like, man, here I'm doing the same thing. I'm telling my kids to, I'm trying to limit them on their screen time, and I can't even walk in that myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so what, like, it might be small, but it's like really big, those small things is what really makes, I don't know, those small steps, those small steps is really what turns into like the bigger things. And it makes me think of, the verse, if, and I'm paraphrasing this, but if I can't be trusted in the little things, then there's no way I'm going to be blessed with something big, so to be faithless in the little, but expect these big, things to happen, blessings to happen for me, man. Like I have to be who's that? I have to be faithful in the little. Well, somebody I was helping the other day, and so they were really I'll get back to them, but they're wanting to get more involved in Wellbriety. They just got back from treatment. Yeah.
That's cool. Always being available with resources,
Yeah.
I like that. I like knowing what's out there and knowing, because you got to have different options too, when it comes to like resources and what may help one person might not help another. But yeah, it's a hard thing. My mom has always told me, like, I'll be like, good night, I love you, and she's like, oh yeah, good night in 3 hours, like, because she knows, like,
Yeah.
So like if I have something important, like when starting here and things like that, she's like, go in there and put your phone down and like don't pick it back up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's crazy that that's such a hard thing, like to leave it alone. Like it is something that I really have to be intentional with and try for, because it's just right there and it's so easy, and then before you know it, you blink and it's 3 a.m. and you're like, oh my gosh, like how will I be productive, tomorrow and show up as my best self if I've stayed up all night on my phone? And that's one of the things I'm working with my therapist, that we put that in my treatment plan to work on my sleep habits, because it's like, before I got sober, I had a way of drinking myself to sleep, or or doing things to help me stay awake. But so after getting sober, I've tried all different kinds of, over-the-counter medicine, melatonin, all of that, and it just all makes me feel worse, like sluggish.
Yeah.
And so I really do think it comes down to putting my phone down, doing that meditation and breathing exercises, that I'm working on, and saying my prayers and closing my eyes, like it's all about a routine and a habit, but it's not easy.
No, it's not easy. But the more we do it, it'll become easier. Well, good morning, Mary Faye. Start up. Oh, awesome. Oh, and happy birthday to those belly button birthdays. Proud of you and the things that you're doing in your community. Like, I really look up to you. You are one of my mentors. You're one of my sisters. And I just love you, everything that you're doing.
A Wellbriety noon book study. I like that.
Mhm.
That's amazing. 7 years clean and sober by the grace of God, one day at a time.
Awesome. Congratulations, brother. That's amazing. Man, I'm going to get to one of your meetings. I really wanted to go down there Tuesday night to just fellowship with you all and to hear, our big sister Andrea speak again, but I wasn't able to make it. But I will make it there. I will make it. In Ada. Yep, in Ada.
Cool.
They have a new location. I'm not sure of the new location, but it's on the flyer. I read it on the flyer.
Cool.
So, well, it's a new month, brand new month. Some exciting things are happening this month, really.
Whole bunch.
Yeah.
That's right. A bunch.
Whole bunch.
Theta reminded me that I haven't really used the soundboard like all week while we've been producing and filming and talking
Mhm.
at the same time. So yeah, you never know what might come up off this little soundboard.
Dude, yeah, we have like a pretty big weekend this weekend. The parade, the Friday afternoon, the Cinco de Mayo parade in Clinton.
In Clinton.
Clinton. Over there that way in Clinton. But and then Saturday we're doing that graduation dance for Brother Isaac's oldest daughter. Or I don't know, man, I could be wrong. Forgive me if I'm wrong, bro. But I know she's graduating, and so we're committed to that. Also down in Lawton, they're having a recovery powwow, and the 4th is a pretty big day. Barry's gonna be celebrating 4 years.
What?
Yep.
That's
And then
exciting.
Desi graduates on the 16th.
Yeah.
Yay.
And so, and so whoa!
I'm gonna keep her off of there now.
Just for random stuff too.
Right,
Oh.
right.
Mr. Rainy Nolan. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I don't know why I always feel like I have to do that whenever you pop up.
Sending out love, right?
Yep.
That's what we do.
That's
That's all we do. Man, last night after I left the women's meeting, I had a revelation, I
Oh,
guess
snap.
you could say. I'm driving. Well, I don't know why we got done a little after 7. By the time we cleaned up, it was closer to 8. And I expected it to be dark outside. I don't know why, but I just expected that. So I walk outside, the sun is shining so bright. And I could just feel just good things from that sunlight, And so I'm driving and talking to Josie, and she's like asking me to go get her food. So that's what we did. But I just had this thought of
I'm
I don't know
not
why I
laughing
said
at you.
that.
I was laughing at Misty's
Oh.
comment.
She's gonna make me clutch my pearls.
Oh my god. Is it loud? Is it super duper loud? I don't know.
You should have just moved your mouth like you were doing it.
Yeah. That would have been funny.
Put your
Oh
shoulders
my
back.
gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can't do it. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
It's okay. Listen, there has been no serious going on this week, just so y'all know.
You know what? Like, humor is medicine.
It
too.
is.
So that is just as serious about, anything else.
No, it is. We had a whole laughing fit about Todd.
Oh my god. She said Todd.
What are you doing, Todd? That's gonna be a new sound.
That is funny. I was explaining to them about something, and then on Too Short, the song Too Short,
Mhm.
and he says, "What are you doing, Todd?"
Oh, good
My
morning.
husband's name was Todd. I was talking about him.
Oh my gosh. Dang, y'all didn't even let
hilarious.
me say my
Oh well, thanks.
revelation.
I'm so sorry. I was getting ready to say I want to hear this.
Oh,
I want
I'm
to
so
hear it.
sorry. Okay,
Mhm.
revelation.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so yesterday me and Theta went all over the universe, just filling up Narcan and just filling up, the fentanyl test strips and all of that. And we just like connected with one person like at each place, and just got to talk about recovery. And
Oh, yeah.
people thanked, us for doing that and for the help that that's bringing for people. And I just had this thought, like, the work that we're doing, there's no showing up and pretending, like putting up a front, putting on a fake face just to get through the day. You know what I mean? Like, I just felt like I'm doing something that makes me happy and that I love, and I get to be truly like 100% myself all day. Like,
Yeah.
how big of a blessing is that,
Yeah.
True.
And then our women's meeting was great, we
And it
had
was good.
laughs and tears and love and support and, all the good things. And um this is like this, and I'm not saying this for praises or anything, but hearing another woman tell me, like, you're a good leader, like you're doing a good
Yeah,
job,
you are.
like, oh, that makes me so emotional, because like when you're not used to, or I'm not used to, for the longest time, like hearing good things about myself,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And like, or I'm always criticizing myself. What could I have done differently? What could I have done this way, that way? Like, that's just how I've always what I've always known. And so that felt really good, and I just felt so blessed, and I felt the sun shining on me so bright, and that just makes me feel like God's presence is just like surrounding me,
Yeah.
and it's a good feeling. It was beautiful.
Well, that's what I was man, I left feeling very, I don't know if like invigorated is the word, but that's the word that came to mind because for so many years with the life that I used to live, the life that I grew up in, the household and the caretaker that was that took care of us, that's supposed to be a motherly figure. Um, everything that, you know, she was supposed to be, she wasn't. I mean, there was mental abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, spiritual abuse, sexual abuse. Like there was all these things in that. And so, man, growing up, I used to have like this terrible um um it was hard for me to trust a woman, especially in leadership, because of the role. Like she took advantage of her role in my life, supposed to be, this motherly figure. And when my yeah, protector, and then when my dad wasn't around, like it was a total complete different person.
Mm-hmm.
And now today I think about it like, man, what happened? Like what happened to her? But before I'm like, why, you know what I mean? Like why was she like that? But now like I have I don't know, I just feel bad. I feel bad for I don't know what her upbringing was or whatnot, but I was thinking about that leaving and just thinking like, man, like this is crazy. Even just a couple years into my recovery, it was hard for me to like befriend another female. And here I am in this circle, healing together and letting my walls down and being vulnerable and accepting these women as they are, and even like beyond that, accepting myself as I am. Being okay with myself enough that I don't have to look for that validation in another woman anymore. And I don't have to look for that validation in another man. And I don't have to not be okay to like, not feel so small within myself that I feel criticized or critiqued by every single, woman there is. There's like no other ulterior motive other than I just want to see you do good. Like, and I just love you. Like that's a good feeling. I've never had that in my life. And here I am chilling in the office with three amazing women. And then downstairs, there's amazing women down there. I never gave another female in my life a chance. And, here I am fixing those, stepping out of fear, walking in love, and just given the same chance that I've given myself, I'm giving that to other women. And so it's like a really big deal to be able to sit in circles like that, to be able to sit here with you like that, and you Theta and you Des, because man, like I said, like even a couple years into my recovery, it was hard. Like it was like I don't know, you know what I mean? Just because, and being in that life of addiction and the life I used to live, I only wanted to be friends with anybody for what I could get or what I could manipulate out of them, like how it would work better for me. And now it's just like, no, I just want people to like be successful in whatever is good for them. You know what I mean? Like, because I've come to realize like a better me is a better you. A better you is a better me. We're all helpers of one another. And love is the thing that keeps us connected. And so to be disconnected from love is to be disconnected from love is to be disconnected from yourself, is to be disconnected from the world. And we can't do this life alone. Like I can't do this life alone.
Right.
Like, oh, sorry. I got excited. Like I can't. And I can't believe that I try to, walk in that for so long.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that. Like, it was good looking back and reflecting on the evening and being surrounded by women, and you're not jealous of them. You're not trying to be like them. You don't need their validation.
Right.
We're just all there to support and love one another, and it's going really well. And our dinner was provided last night again, and I'm just like,
yeah,
a second meal for us to share together, like by someone,
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, just feels like God's working behind the scenes, always. So,
oh, look, there he shared it.
Oh,
Oh, thank you for sharing that.
hey, Ron, we can still find compassion for others even when we don't understand them. Yes. To not, what is that prayer? Oh it's my favorite prayer ever. Well, it says to understand rather than to be understood. That just speaks to me. It's a beautiful prayer by Mother Teresa. It's like the 11th step prayer.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta brush up on
I
my
probably know, but
readings.
it's not coming to me right now.
Google my Mother Teresa quotes.
Yeah. And prayers. Oh goodness. Okay, you want to read the meditation for us?
Yeah,
I can do that first.
All right, so we're in the spring meditations with the Native American elders. Today's May 1st. And so here goes. All living creatures and all plants derive their life from the sun. If it were not for the sun, there would be darkness and nothing could grow. That earth would be without life. Okut Titansu. This is why we call the sun Father Sun. Father Sun shines life on Mother Earth, and from this Father and Mother, all life forms exist and continue to reproduce. The sun shines on all. It is not selective. We should not allow anything to block the sun from shining on the earth. We must not pollute the air because the pollutants, I'm going to say that right, the pollutants block the light of life to the earth. If the earth cannot receive this light, then life will start to be affected. We must live in harmony with the sun and earth, otherwise we are harming ourselves. Today I intend to focus on, my Creator, give me the wisdom to live in harmony with all things. Wow. That's pretty, I mean, I didn't even read that yet.
Neither did I.
I didn't even read that yet. But I like how our conversation just kind of, went into that because, just like all living creatures and all plants derive from their life from the sun, we're called to be the light of this world. And if we're dim in our own walk, it's going to hinder somebody else in their walk.
Mhm.
You know, I think that's like the most beautiful thing about this life that I live today is that if I'm not completely honest with myself and I don't walk in integrity, then that doesn't just affect me and my household. That affects every single buddy that I come in contact with. And, you know, we're here for one another, you know, we're helpers of one another. Like I just got done like stating, we're helpers of one another and we can't do this life alone. And it makes me think about going, you know, they say like when you go to like Oregon, in the Oregon area or the Washington area, it rains so much that doctors there prescribe them vitamin D to help with depression is because it's a lack of sun.
Mm.
And so like, you know, not being in the light, you know, it does something to our bodies.
Yes.
And so just like we're called to be the light of this world, it does something to us and does, you know, to other people that we're around. So everything we do, every choice that we make affects every single buddy, including us, especially in our mental, you know what I mean? If we don't feel good, then we're not gonna, if we don't feel good, then we're not gonna feel good, you know? If we don't look good, we're not gonna feel good. And so I think it just, I don't know, it just makes me just realize how much we're all needed in one another's lives, despite the paths that we're on, despite where we're at, you know. You're on first step, I'm on the 10th step, you know what I mean? Like there's something to be gained from every single person, every single thing, every single animal and creature there is too, you know? So
Mhm. Yeah, I like that. What it has me thinking about is if it were not for the sun, there would be darkness and nothing could grow. And like when I pour into, like, since I've been pouring into myself, then I get to pour into others and we get to grow together. You know, that's the thought that I had from this meditation. And I just wonder if when my life was so dim, was my presence, like, how would that affect others? You know what I mean? That were on a good path. Because I want to walk in a room and be the light. You know, I want to be and I'm not always the light. You know what I mean? I can't always be that, but that is what I strive for. I strive to be happy and loving and, you know, good things, not just negative and blah and sad, you know?
yeah.
And I don't know. I just wonder what effect my presence had on people back then. And well, I hope that, you know, my presence affects people differently today.
Yeah. Well, when you said that, it made me think of a conversation that I had with my mom. I don't know if it was either when I was out of prison by now and I had been walking with God for a little while. Well, what seemed for a little while then, you know, and I called my mom and you know, I was complaining to her. I was like, "Oh, there's a certain individual that I can't be around because they're so negative, and I can't. It's hard for me to be around that because I don't think that way." And she told me straight up. She goes, "Now you know how it feels." She said, "It's not that I never loved you or didn't want to be around you, but every single time you came around, you had something negative to say about every single buddy, every single person, and especially yourself. Like it's hard to have a conversation like that with people when they're when they're living like that."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Man, was I really? You know, like was I really like that?" And you know, I think about it and like I was, man, I was super mean. Like I was mean. I was mean with my words, I was mean with my actions, and nothing I ever said lined up with anything that I did. You know, like I went back and forth so much. Like who wants to be in that kind of presence, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like who wants to be around that? And I'm glad that she told me that because now I have like it makes me be more intentional about how I treat myself but how I treat others. Because I really can't treat somebody good if I'm not treating myself good.
Right.
But yeah, that's one of my, you know, that's that's one of the things that I live by is I want to bring hope into somebody else's life. Like I want to be, you know, God put some really great people in my life early on in my recovery and whenever I got locked up. And it's because of the way they kept showing up for me and loving me through that time of my life is why I can be so is it consistent, insistent, on the way I treat others today. Like I'm not gonna sit there and like, I'm not gonna let all these, well, I don't know how am I trying to word this? Like, I'm not going to let you get by with, doing something wrong if you ask me. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't do that. I walk in integrity today, but I am going to love you enough to tell you the truth. Like, hey, this is wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to let you get by with thinking that it's okay when it's not okay, because there was people in my life that really set me straight like that. Like, hey, you're doing this wrong. You know what I mean? And I realized that came from a place of love, not a place of like, I want to see you hurt or I want to see you fail.
Yeah. It does matter, like the way that you like I just felt like the way that everyone approached me when I needed to do something different with my life like was wrong. You know what I mean? Now that I've been through it and where I am today, in the mindset that I am today.
Yeah.
I don't want to say where I'm at because it's still such a learning journey and a learning process, and I'm no better than the next person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I felt, yeah, so the mindset that I'm in today, it felt like everyone was trying to attack me, which of course, because I was still in that victim mindset.
Yeah.
But I've learned being in recovery that what you can do for others is say, I love you. I'm here for you whenever you're ready, because even family is so quick to be like, oh, they're a junkie. They're, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just drinking. Like my own aunts were like talking crazy about me,
Yeah.
And part of me wants to feel like, rightfully so because of what I was doing and how I was acting. Like I would never justify that behavior, but at the same time it's reaching out that genuine level of support to someone if you want to see them get better, I like hearing people talk about, them being told like being called out for stuff, you know what I mean? Because we had to learn something different. We had to learn everything different.
Yeah.
Everything, and there were people that I was willing to listen to, you know what I mean, and learn from, and whatever I could take in, I would take it in,
Yeah.
like a sponge. Like I had no other option. But it was also scary at first putting myself out there, like in an AA program or in a meeting, just being like, I have all this that I want to talk about, but I'm afraid to talk in front of these people, or I'm afraid to, ask someone for help after the meeting, or if they'll sit on the porch or sit outside and chat with me. But like, do it, It's uncomfortable at first, but those are the best conversations and lessons and knowledge that I've taken into my life. Because sitting around those people that I was drinking and drugging with, I didn't learn anything except for how to ruin myself.
Right.
How to feed an addiction, how to, I don't know. It's just crazy to think about.
Maybe
I feel
hustle.
like,
I'm like,
yeah.
maybe hustle.
Yeah, hustle a little. I'm like, man, how did I afford to drink and use back then,
Dude, I think about that too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, so much money and time wasted. But I don't know, like I'm grateful for all the lessons that came out of it, all the wisdom that has come out of it now.
So much. Leah, Yes, I have to
Morning, Leo.
surround myself with positive things, people, and good intentions. Once I can feel the negatives in a room, walking back out keeps my sanity. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I in my sobriety, I have had to show up at family events but not stay very long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that my peace is not disrupted. The peace that I fought for, you know what I mean? And it's sad when it is your own family that you have to set those boundaries with and those time limits, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just part of it. You just, learn as you go.
Yeah, one of my brothers, I remember him telling me when I moved to El Reno, he was like, me and my wife never thought that that you would get out and still be sober. Like, we actually thought that you were going to when you went to prison, that you were just going to fall off of everything. But the more we talked to you, or the more that we found out that you were still sober, we set you up. Like, not really set me up, but then in their minds, they set me up to like already fall off and, to go back to the life. And he was like, but when you didn't move back to Weatherford, he was like, I knew you were serious. Like, I knew you were serious. And he was like, now look at you. He's like, now you got your kids back and you're taking care of my kids. And I was just like, man, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Like, and you know how, well, if you have more than one sibling, you're closer with one sibling than the other. And he was like me and him were best friends.
Really?
Like, yeah, we were like best friends growing up. He was like my little best friend. But and to hear that coming from him, like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, all right.
That's cool, dog.
Yeah.
That just goes to show that like people are betting against you.
Yeah.
People are waiting on your downfall.
Yeah.
So show them different,
When your track record ain't good,
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And your family line is just nothing but addiction,
That's
Like-
pretty cool though. Like, it stops with us though.
That's
Mhm.
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
Stops right here.
yeah, it stops with us. And because we learned and know now, taste and see that the Lord is good. Like, we've tasted and seen that the Lord is good. Now it's up to us to break those generational curses.
Mhm.
They say like addiction follows like the 7 generations before and the 7 generations after, is what Wellbriety teaches. And just think of like the people that, if we're healing those 7 before us, those 7 after us, and then our kids are actively healing with us, like, man, we got a really good chance.
Yeah.
Our little people coming up, man, our future has a really great chance.
Absolutely. I liked what you said last night about like the healing goes like through you into your children. Like, do you remember exactly what you said? I don't know what it was, but it was good and it
Moment.
touched my soul. Sometimes it's hard to, I don't know. I try to write down or even just put in my phone, you know what I mean? The little things that were said in meetings or just from my friends that touch my soul.
I feel like everybody last night said something good,
Yeah.
Dude, like,
Yeah.
It
I
was
had
good.
like, whenever you're about to cry and it kind of feels like a
Choked
whole
up.
bunch of shit, like pressure on your
I did
throat.
too. I had the same thing. I think I even had to dap my eyes a little bit, I'm like,
And it
ugh.
wasn't that I was holding back, you know what I mean? I was just like, wow, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was cool. It was beautiful. And
Carmen was speaking. That's when I was feeling
Yeah.
like,
I did cry last night, just like thinking about, that women's meeting. Oh, I think I said, when I choose to heal, I give permission to them to heal.
Yes.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
was it.
Mhm.
That was it.
And I don't even know where I heard that from, or if it was a revelation. Like, there's no new thing under the sun. So
Mhm.
what's been said has been said before. Might be in a different way or context. But when I heard that, I was just like, wow, because I could not understand. Like, I could not understand why my daughter is having, like, me and my daughter's relationship was being so bad.
wow, man.
Dude. I can't help it when I I get on when man, like dude and man are my favorite words
Hey,
to use.
I use dude and man a lot too.
Hey, and mine's bro.
Those are my favorite words.
Mine is bro. When I get to talking real serious, it could be to like one of my girlfriends, you know what I mean? Or like even my mom. I'm like, bro, listen, this is what. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I did not mean to call you bro. Like, I really didn't.
I
but
say
I'm
girl a
always-
lot though. Like,
always
I'll
like,
be talking to
listen,
dudes,
man.
girl, listen here.
But
Oh my gosh.
yeah, because I could not figure out like the disconnect between me and my oldest daughter.
Mm.
And this was way before I even had the revelation of like, you know, when I heal, they heal. I give permission to people outside of me to heal. I give permission to anybody that I ever hurt and anybody that's ever hurt me to heal too, you know? Like, see, you don't have this over me anymore. Like, I'm healing from it.
Mhm.
And, you know, like sometimes that's what people need to see. Like, oh, you know, this doesn't even phase them no more.
Right.
And then makes them check themselves. Like, I only say that because like, that was me too.
Yeah.
That was me too. And, you know, in Mending Broken Hearts, we do this trauma timeline. Like the last 10 years or however you see fit for yourself, but they teach do it in 10-year increments. But you know, that's whenever, you know, I started seeing like this pattern, like, wow, like I can't move forward with my relationship with my daughter, if I don't move forward with the relationship with my mom. And so I had to really like check myself in that area. Like, man, what am I like? There's so much pain there. Not even just with that relationship too, but with the caretaker that my dad was married to, you know, and the pain that she had, you know, caused in my life. But once I let go of that and once I actively work on that, man, I just started seeing like this huge difference in my household. Like, wow, here I am expecting my daughter to show me something, to reciprocate forgiveness, you know, to reciprocate some sort of healing whenever I'm still holding on to these hurts, these pains, this unforgiveness and bitterness towards my own mom and you know, back then my stepmom. And I was like, all right, so this isn't even about she and I, it's about
You.
these three relationships. You know what I mean? And so like, I don't know, I talked to my mom. It was like 12 or 13 minutes the other day, you know, just called her up and asked her about some, you know, family questions. And I was like, man, I really wish, and I told her, I said, I really wish I would have got a hold of this sooner, but I'm glad that I'm where I'm at now and that it can be, that we can walk forward in this, you know? And so, but yeah, like, and I just love that though, you know, pain begets pain, you know, healing begets healing. And just as it says, you know, hurt people, but healed people heal people.
Wow.
And when we come into that revelation of knowing that, man, it's a responsibility, you know, like it's a responsibility to walk in love. It's a responsibility to heal those hurts, those habits, those hangups. You know, that's what they call them in CR, hurts, habits, and hangups.
Right.
It's a responsibility, you know, because it's not just our lives. It's people, you know, it's the medicine wheel. It's all nations. It doesn't matter our race. It doesn't matter our color. It doesn't matter our backgrounds or demographics, any of that. We're all people. We're all human. We all came from the same dirt. We all came from the same creator. And so once we walk into that revelation, it's a responsibility to help the next person. So
For sure.
Good. That's good stuff.
I'm like, man.
You took the stage with that one.
Hey.
Good stuff. Write that down. When I heal, it gives my children permission to heal as well. Like, I have forgiveness in my heart today.
Yeah.
You know? And forgiveness is what it takes to accept that things happen the way that they did and move forward.
Yeah.
And healing looks so different for everyone.
Oh, it does.
And it's messy and ugly sometimes, but it's also so beautiful and freeing. Like, I know when I've like been working on something or even just like pondering on something that has to do with like healing, and then like, you know, your chest just feels a little lighter, like, oh, I don't know, just those little moments. Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon.
Is it afternoon already?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Isn't it?
Is it lunchtime?
Wait.
Yeah, it is lunchtime.
Oh, yeah,
but-
it is.
All
7
right.
afternoon. No. Good morning, Susie. Good morning, Janice. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. 51 days.
51.
Yes.
Keep
Give
going.
her a Lulu.
David said,
Give her a Lulu.
Don't give up, and this is for you. Okay? It's so loud.
No, I'm
in
just kidding.
here.
Did you do it?
Mm.
Oh my god. I wonder what happens if you do two at the same time.
Will it let you?
Probably not.
Mm. Try it.
Maybe not.
All you can do is try.
Nah.
Nah.
We'll save that for tomorrow. So, our guys are traveling home right now.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
And our little
And
princess.
our princess, yes. And I don't know if they'll be here tomorrow or just Monday, but guess what? I
Chicken butt.
volunteered
No, I'm just kidding.
us. I volunteered them to make cookout food in June on their behalf. So if you're watching, yeah. But yeah, safe
your little-
travels for them.
Oh, my grandma used to do
That's
that.
cute.
Yeah, my grandma used to do that all the time.
Got him.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's funny.
it is Thursday. Yeah,
First of the month.
first of the month.
Oh, wake up. Hey.
Can you sing? Can you
It's the
sing
first
for
of
us?
the month. Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know how to sing.
Yes, you do in the car.
Oh, yeah.
If you turn the volume all the way up and close one eye and plug one ear, she sounds like Beyonce. No.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
man.
Okay, we're just rambling at this point, but what do we have? Thursday, we have our Well
Oh,
Variety
yeah.
Talking Circle tonight at 7 p.m. at 1950 South Shepherd. And while that's going on, I'll be having my youth group.
Yeah.
Same time, same place. Show up. And yeah, Dave runs a good circle. Everyone that runs it runs a good circle.
Yeah.
Coffee. What else?
Mm,
You got anything?
I don't know. I don't think I got anything going on. Other than, Thursdays is our World Variety meetings.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hope to
Okay.
see you here,
Yeah. Thank you all for tuning
Tell
in.
them to vote for you.
Oh, yeah. Vote for me. You tell them. You speak for me. Hey.
Vote for Cassandra.
Vote for me. So, like, I went out of my comfort zone.
She's a super mom.
And I applied for this like little contest or whatever to be a super mom. And well, I already am a super mom.
You are.
Not to toot my own horn, but thankful for God's grace because I don't know how I do it. I like, man, before I would just overwhelm myself with so many things and be like, use it as an excuse to go use or get drunk or, just to stay that way. Man, I was functioning for so long until I wasn't. And then I was okay that I wasn't. I was like, all right, well, my world's already spiraling. I might as well just let everybody know. And, but yeah, so on Facebook, I've been sharing that I'm in this race to become for a $20,000 recipient to be in the Women's Magazine. I just thought really it'd be a good place to share my story of overcoming and to give hope to the hopeless, and to really show others that like, hey, you might have a past, but God can fix that, like we may not be able to unscramble an egg, but God can unscramble an egg and put it back together. And that's just like what he did with me. And, just from the life that I lived previously up until now, there's no reason why I should be sitting here, but God,
Mm.
he gave me a purpose, and that purpose is to bring hope, to the hopeless, to set the captives free. And I really think it'd be cool if you guys could vote for me. That'd be awesome. If you don't want to put in the work, I mean, if you don't want to, that's cool. I'm just, that's just a little something on the side that I got that I stepped out of my comfort zone to do. Oh, and if you're in the Pawhuska area, Osage Nation, they're having a sobriety walkathon this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I was picked to be one of their speakers for the Friday evening after the walk. So I'll post that on my page too, and maybe these guys can post it on the tour page and Gourd Clan page. So that's a really big deal, and then my nephew's birthday is tomorrow. He's gonna be 13. So I got 4 teenagers in the house. Well, 1 adult, 3 teenagers. He's still a teenager, but so that's a big deal. I'm really grateful that my kids like to be my nephews and my nephew, my son. My girls not so much, but the boys really like to be active in the recovery community with me, and I feel like that's a big blessing, man.
Mhm.
I feel like that's a big blessing. And so he was like, yeah, I want to go with you. So that's what we're going to do for his birthday Friday. He's going to go with me to hear me, talk about my testimony, my recovery to Osage Nation. And, then we're just going to hang out, spend some quality time together and celebrate on Burger Day with some hamburgers, hot dogs, and
Oh yeah.
just have some cake and ice cream, something simple, something small, but like meaningful,
Mhm.
meaningful, get to actually be present. But good afternoon, Farah.
Hello, sister.
Sister,
No, that sounds like it's
sister.
gonna be a beautiful weekend. You said
Yeah.
you're gonna go to Burger Day.
Yeah.
Cool. Me
Yeah.
and Josie will be there. Getting some good food and
If I'm
hanging
back,
out, having
yeah.
fun.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
If
you're
I'm
good.
back early enough, because he wants to stay the night and he wants to just chill and get a room,
Mhm.
which is cool. You know what I mean? Like I can make that happen for him. But if I'm back early enough Saturday morning, I want to do that 5K
Oh
or
yeah.
attempt it. You know what I mean? Man, I
Mhm.
love to run, and I figure that's probably like
Where
a
at?
good Burger Day.
Where's Burger Day at?
Oh, it's here in El Reno.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think Department of Health has got a whole
A whole thing.
block. Yeah.
oh really?
Yeah.
Yes. So, well, happy birthday, Kit.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Another year older.
Yeah. Another trip around the sun.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, don't forget to
My drum.
don't forget to tell someone you love them today, and
Like, share, and follow.
like, share, follow. Tell
Tell your mammy about us.
yeah. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Toodles.